What's up, guys? Welcome back to another average video. If you guys haven't been here before, we do everything hunting, fishing, vlogs, reviews, how-tos, and anything in between. So if anything like that interests you, consider hitting that subscribe button. Now, the reason I'm making this video today is Christmas is coming up soon, and I wanted to kind of make a video for the moms, girlfriends, anybody out there that wants to buy some gifts for maybe their fishermen or in the family. So this video is kind of meant to help you kind of figure out and maybe dwindle down the certain 5 things that would probably be good. Unless they have one of them, maybe switch to another one. So I wanted to start this out by saying that I'm not getting paid by any of these people to say that this product is good or bad or anything of that sort. These are completely my opinion. These are like what I would think that I would want if I didn't already have them. So Mom, I already have all these things. I don't need any of this, okay? Thanks. So we're going to start it off with the 5 things that I think would be best to buy a fisherman or an outdoorsman for Christmas. These are things that I would have wanted if I didn't already have them, stuff like that. And then end it off with like a good 4 or 5 things that are stocking stuffers that are just going to cost, $10, $20 just to throw in the stocking. Alrighty, let's kick it off at number 5. It's going to be my GoPro. Now this one is the GoPro Max. It does 360, has lenses on both sides, does a lot of cool things, but you don't need a GoPro this expensive to start off. I think that somebody that's skiing, somebody that likes to fish, or maybe wants to film some of their fishing, GoPros work for just about anything. They're not going to be the best at every single thing, but they're going to be pretty good at a lot of things. I have multiple GoPro 5s. I think they're like $150, $120 on Amazon right now, refurbished. So that's a great option. The list is endless on the things that you can pretty much do with a GoPro. Number 4 is going to be this underwater cam. Now, this one's not very nice. I've been meaning to upgrade, but it got me in the game and it kind of opened my eyes up to the game of underwater cameras. So this one is a small one. It's got a little camera on the back. It has infrared, it has all that stuff, but it's not very good at it. I would go for something like Markham or Aquaview. Those two are kind of the staple names in this brand. This one I think was like $150 as well. So super cheap, but it's pretty interesting seeing the fish actually bite the lure or using this to go down when you're ice fishing. I've even used it when I was in my kayak to put down next to me and see what kind of weeds or see what kind of bottom is actually on the place that I'm fishing. All right, number 3, we are going to kind of go all over on this one. I'm going to say my Milwaukee Drill. Now, let me open this thing up for you. My biggest pet peeve is needing to do something and not having the right tool for it. And this Milwaukee Drill has been the right tool for so many different things. They're a little pricey. You don't need to get a super nice one, but I think that you can use a drill for so many things. Whether it's ice fishing, you can buy an auger for the front of it. You can also buy an attachment to put in your stakes for your ice fishing house. You can use it to, improve stuff around the house. You're literally use a drill for all sorts of things. So I think that maybe not quite towards the outdoorsman people, but pretty much any person, if they don't have a drill in their toolbox in the garage, I think that its uses are endless, basically. So number 2 is going to probably be the most pricey out of all of them. And this one is my Garmin Striker 4. This box is actually like the ice fishing box. And it comes with a kayak transducer, the mount for the actual camera for the actual unit to sit on, the unit itself, and this like bag and hardware around it. I had to buy the ice transducer separate, which kind of sucked because that made the price of the Garmin like double. Oh, I was like, what the f is happening?
Sorry, I wanted to see if I could scare you.
Oh, I was like, what the f is happening? I was like, did I not close it all the way? Okay.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. Are you going to be my audience?
Woo!
Thank you. I'm only average. All right, where was I? Oh, Garmin Striker 4. So I've had a lot of people. I actually did a review on this. That if you guys wanted to see that, it's a few years ago. I'll link it in the end credits or down below. But the Garmin Striker 4 I've used so many times. I mean, I have an attachment for my kayak. It sits between my legs and my kayak for open water fishing. I have the transducer for ice fishing that I use nonstop. I don't even have a Vexilar. or any other fish find or any other like ice fishing I don't know what those are called. Vexilars, Markham has one, Humminbird has one. It's basically ice fishing one. I don't have that. I just have this Garmin, and I have different transducers that plug into it. The battery life is pretty good for me. I think it's like 4, 5, 6 hours, something like that if I'm running bright screen and stuff like that. So that's pretty darn good. I just have the basic battery it came with. I think this ran me around $300-$400, something like that. So it's going to be on the pricier side, but the uses are endless when it comes to fishing. Like I said, kayaks, if you have a boat, if you have ice fishing, anything like that, you're going to be able to use it. And yeah, I use the crap out of that. I probably neglect it a little more than I should. So number one on my list, I think that every outdoorsman or anybody that lives in like a cold climate, even if you're not even in that cold of a climate, you could still use this in the garage or something, is going to be my buddy heater. Now, this is the older model. They've come out with some newer ones, really nice ones, but I still use the heck out of the buddy heater. I use it for in my blind when I'm goose hunting. We'll sit it right in front of us on the A-frames. I use it in my ice shack. If it's getting a little cold, you turn it on. It'll warm the ice shack up very quickly. Stuff like that. Even if I'm camping, I know guys that actually will put that in their truck before they get it warmed completely up just to drive to work and have something sort of warm. I know that's insane. I do not recommend that at all, but they do it. And yeah, the uses are endless for that as well. If you are working in a garage, I've put it in the garage before when it's like 20 degrees outside, pretty cold. Close the garage door in just a one stall bay and turn that one single buddy heater on, and it warms it up enough in there that I can be comfortable and working like a flannel or just a basic sweatshirt. So that's my number one on the list. I think everybody needs a buddy heater in some aspect or another. You can even put it, like I've used it ice fishing or even just fishing kind of in the colder where it's open water, and had it next to me in the boat, had it next to me in the kayak, something like that. And even that'll just keep you warm enough to kind of brave the elements. Lastly, we're going to go over like 4 stocking stuffers. These are like $10, $20 objects that I think if you are trying to fill a stocking or trying to come up with a couple extra presents that are pretty cheap just to kind of fill the underneath of the tree, I think these are great options, and pretty much everybody needs them at some point if they are a fisherman. I'm going to start out with ice fishing stuff. I really like to ice fish, so most of this stuff is kind of what I use for ice fishing, obviously. So we're going to start out with those. And number one in the stocking stuffers is going to be a shovel. I mean, look at this thing. This thing looks like it's like ready for war or something. So this has so many different uses. You can extend it out, and it's a shovel. You can scoop snow, put it around your ice shack, anything like that. I have this in my truck like all the time. This comes off like this. You can put this end on here like this and use it almost as like a axe kind of thing. But if you get stuck in the snow with your truck or car, you can actually use this to get under the tires and scoop some snow out. So that's super useful. I've only used it like once to get my truck out, but I've used it endless times to get my ice shack all insulated. And I like to put snow around the edges of it to keep it nice and warm inside. Or even just to shovel it out so that you're not melting all the snow to stand in the middle of your ice shack. Number 2 is more of a safety object. Pair of these. Every single ice fisherman on the ice should have a pair of ice picks. These go around your neck. They're literally like $10 and literally could save your life. So you always want to have a pair of these in the on your neck or in your truck if you're going to be going out ice fishing. Put them around your neck. Put them in your box. Somewhere that you have them accessible to you if you end up falling through the ice. These are ice picks. Like I said, all this stuff will be linked below, but these are a need. And even if you have a pair, have a couple more pairs. Put them in your truck somewhere in case you forget them. You don't want to be on the ice without something like that. All right, the last thing for the ice fishing stocking stuffers is going to be these cleats that you put on the bottom of your boots. These are also like $10, $15. You can get them really cheap, but it's going to make walking on the ice so much easier. You're trying to drill a hole through the ice and you keep slipping around. If you had a pair of these on your boots, they just slip over the tip and pull them around the back end. If you have a pair of these on your boots, they are going to make it so much easier to pull your sled, drill a hole, walk around, go get a tip up, anything like that. You're going to want some ice cleats. This last thing is probably the most inexpensive on the list, and this is for any fisherman. You cannot go wrong with getting a rod saver. So these are basically kind of like those like Chinese finger traps or Chinese handcuffs that you put on your finger. They're kind of the same material feel. They kind of puff up and get small. You put the rod in one end and put it all the way to the end. This way, when you throw this in the back of your truck, you're not going to ding the bit of the rod that's like clear coated, because if you ding that up and scratch it, then your rod will, the integrity of the rod will be broken. So the next time you go to hook up on a fish and pull back, it's going to just snap that rod. I have done it multiple times. And since I've had these on my rods when I throw in the back of the pickup or, you know, anywhere, I have not had that problem. I think these just take the little bit of the hit or the initial just kind of bang and don't scratch up that that clear coat on the or epoxy on the rods themselves. So these are, like I said, these are like $3 on Amazon. You get a roll of them for like $5 or $10. Anybody needs these. We always are getting more fishing rods. You can never go wrong with getting a pair of these and putting them in the stocking. Alrighty guys, I hope this video gave you a little bit more insight on some things that some more ideas on what you can get your significant other if he's an outdoorsman and fisherman. Even if he's not, like I said, the drill, the GoPro, these are still great ideas that pretty much everybody would like to have or needs. In my case, pretty much needs. I hope this gave you some information and you're able to figure out what you want to get them for a gift. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me immensely. We will see you in the next video. Again, I'm doing Vlogmas, so this is day 4, I think, of posting every single day. I'll be posting tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day, the next day and the next day. Anyways, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.